the Slacker's Survival Guide.
Right. We'll be doing the Slacker's Survival Guide. All right. Big hand for Ola.
Hi. So, I'm really glad to be here, and it's an awesome conference, and it's cool that it's run by the student. That's the name for it. Yeah, Prosjektutvalget. It's cool that it's run by students themselves, and it's a great initiative. So, my name is Andreas, and I work at a company called PressStart. It's a company. We are based in Hamar. We make our own games mainly, and I just want to show you this. Maybe most of you know who we are. It's always a really small community in game development, but this is who we are. Our page. These are currently the people at PressStart. They're scattered around the world, or at least one of the guys are scattered around the world right now, but we're mainly based in Hamar, and that sounded really horrible, but yeah. We're mainly based in Hamar, and we have a small office in Oslo as well. We have been working on some projects the last 3 years. We have been existing. The first project we worked on was The Plan. It's a small game, free on Steam, so feel free to test it out. It's really cool. And I think it's been played by around 400,000 people now, so that shows an applause, I think. And the main project, like the last 3 years, has been Among the Sleep, and a lot of the things I'm discussing in this talk today, I'll be drawing stuff from our experiences making this game, because we were just finishing college when we started working on this. It took 3 years, and we didn't have any experience at all. So I'll be dragging just a lot of experience from that. It's on Steam as well, so feel free to go and check it out. It's a free demo out as well, so you can test it out before you decide to buy. Cool, so let's go back to the slides. So, welcome to a different talk. I guess this is kind of a weird talk. I've never done a talk like this before. It's a talk about something I wish somebody or someone had told me and my fellow students when I went to college, and like hammered it in, nailed it into my brain, like, until I understood it, because it's too important. This talk is about deleting your World of Warcraft account or Blizzard account or whatever. Like, delete that. Leave the old slacking life behind, and try to focus all your energy on becoming the best you can be. Because everybody slacks. Sometimes everybody slacks. And you just have to like realize it and try to understand why you're slacking and get out of it. And we have slacked a lot during Among the Sleep development, but slacking can be a lot of different things. So I'm gonna take 7 points and talk a little bit about that. So the talk is about deleting your World of Warcraft account. It's about leaving your old life behind, those soft high school years in the comfort of your home, 6 hours every day wasted with your dream, making video games. And because video games are so cool, and making video games must be super awesome, and it's not that hard, right? That's at least what we thought when we started developing Among Us. So this talk is about telling you the obvious, I guess. And most of it probably isn't new for you either. But if you're the kind of student who needs this talk, hopefully it will just give you the right punch in the stomach and realize how important this is. Like, how important it is to stop slacking. So who are we telling you what to do? We are 9 students. We were 11 during the development. And we have gone through all kinds of slacking, if you want to call it that. But it's something that can be avoided if you really try. I'm not in a position to lecture anybody, but I think it's important that I share my experience. So, to become the perfect slacker, just don't pay attention. Because you know that guy, right? The guy who sits in the back row of the class, playing Hearthstone. He knows. In order to gain respect from both your teacher and your future co-workers, you want to become that guy. You have to become that guy. It looks cool. People think you're super smart because they don't know what you're doing. It's a secret thing at the back of the classroom. So actively don't pay attention. Play Hearthstone instead. Be like, I don't need to pay attention. I can read the slides after school when I'm at home drinking a big cup of I don't care. So there were so many people who applied for our school. They moved to a different city, applied for scholarship, and student loan. They moved there. They decided in the morning that they would drag their ass out of bed, go to school, sit at the back of the class, in front of a person that he's just there to help you and teach you and be there for you. And you decide to take up the screen and play some game you can play whenever. Like, doesn't even make sense, you know? So don't be that guy. But if you want to be that great game developer you dreamt about, it's important to actively pay attention. So don't be that guy. Seek out information. You're always there to put information into your head. That's what life is about, learning. You're there to get smarter, right? Wherever you are, if you're in school or actively working in games. It's not a teacher's job or an employee's job to make you smart. Sure, he's part of it, but it's your responsibility to feed your own brain. And being able to seek out information and teach yourself is the single most important ability you can have. That's what's going to drive you further. So don't rely on others and make your own future. But if you want to become the perfect slacker, just don't show up. So showing up in college or university isn't even required, so why bother? You can work from home and you can't read the slides. But wait, I can't understand these slides. I'm not missing out on anything important, am I? So if you want to be the perfect slacker, just show up the day before the assignment. To see what the others are doing, and everybody else will be like, who is this guy showing up a day before the deadline, asking for help? But that's a solution. You can just do that. Probably get through everything just fine. But if you want to work as a game developer, you have to work hard. You have to get the job done, whatever the job is. It doesn't matter. So, and I think that is all about discipline. it's about, okay, maybe you don't want to do that job, but you know that there's a long-term goal for you. You have some motivation for a vision of you in the future, and you do that job even though if you don't want to, because of that dream or that goal. That's important to have in the back of your mind all the time. At Krillbite, it's been a lot of days complaining about, why do I have to test? I have to do like programming or modeling or whatever. Because it just has to be done, right? It's part of the entire like process of making a game. It's an important one as well. So even if it's something you don't want to do, just do it. What matters is the experience. It doesn't matter what the job is, and focus on the long-term goal. So, and another thing is you can't get through everything just doing the bare minimum as well. You're not required to do everything. And in school you get like tasks that have extras in them, which you don't have to do. So don't do them. Maybe if you have like a group of students working together, make them do it. It's easier that way. And so why bother? I think we had a lot of these, and I think everybody knows who those are. When you work in a group, those who rely on like people who actually care. And that might work just fine. But if you want to be more, you have to do more. So you have to actively seek for what's the next thing to do. It's what differs a great game developer, I think, is that he'll probably have a side project, right? So he's working on that main project for 3 years, and he's probably going to have a side project just to do more, like learn more. And this is important because when you start like being satisfied with things, you stop learning, you stop getting better. And I can remember, like, Amphora released last night. It's a game from a company called Jordet. And they, even at like the day before, they sit there and know that there's a long fucking list of things they want to do with the game that hasn't been done yet. Because they know that it's not enough to do the bare minimum. You have to do more. In order to succeed in this industry, you have to do more. And it's easy to just don't deal with things. For example, take a conflict, like a personal conflict with a fellow student or colleague. The easiest thing is just to forget about it, just ignore it, and maybe not even talk to him, even regarding work stuff. And it's probably gonna work out fine for a while at least. And if that doesn't work out, you can just go and slack at another job because it's Norway. So take it easy. The future is secure anyways. And for those who have just started school, you still have 3 more years until you have to be good, right? You don't have to start getting good until you're finished. And working is hard. But with that, you also have to work hard if you want to become the great game developer you dreamt about. So, when you're in class next time or at work, just take a look around you at the people you know. I guess you know who the hard workers are, and probably also who the slackers are. there's a pretty clear like connection between doing that little extra, like giving that 200% and succeeding. I think that's an important motivator in the work environment. If you know that, okay, if I give it everything I got, if I just do like 16 hours a day for these 3 years in school, I'll probably end up like way ahead of everybody and have a job or be able to start a thing that might actually survive. It requires hard work. Another thing is you can just, to become a perfect stacker, just hide your work. If nobody knows what you're working on, it's fine. And so you have this idea, right? And you've been working on it for a long time. And everybody knows these like idea guys. They keep it to yourself and don't tell anybody about it. They might disagree with you, you know? Say it's stupid, or they might even steal it. So hide your work and you'll be fine. So that doesn't work in the real world. But still, we did it a lot during school. Guarded our work until it was ready to be shown. When you start doing, actively showing what you're working on and asking for feedback early on in the development or in the process, you'll realize that it's not as dangerous as you think. It's really rewarding because think of all that time you'll save just getting that feedback that this doesn't work early on. And this is bullshit, like keeping the idea to yourself until it's ready to be shown. That's just, I know it's scary, but it's just bullshit. You can show anything. You can just say an idea and get feedback on it. You can just talk about this cool effect this shader can do, or I'm thinking about doing these kinds of sounds, or yeah, you can get feedback to anything. So show it. Don't be afraid to show it. It's super important. And that'll make you become a lot better at what you do. Something slackers can be really good at are selling dreams. Because selling dreams are easy. The more vague, the better. Like, if I just have a really good pitch for it, I could get the entire room to ignite and suddenly just see all different kinds of solutions. And they're probably so different that none of them will eventually work. But selling a big idea is so much easier. And that's probably a more attractive way of sharing something also. At least in the beginning, when you just want to ignite some inspiration or whatever. But the thing that makes you great as a game developer is the ability to refine your ideas. Being able to take that idea and start tearing it apart. There's been so much, like Among Sleep started as an idea. It was probably just a vague idea. It's a dream, right? A small one-liner concept, and we all bought it. We all like, this has to be made. But the further down the line we got, the more we saw that it didn't work, because we all had like different opinions about how it's going to be. So being able to take that idea and refine it down to actual like production-ready content, like you can define every problem that might occur, or every problem you know now that might occur with that idea. Taking the time to try at least see the problems in the idea, asking for feedback, highly valuable. And in the end, you can live off selling ideas for a long time, but in the end, the thing that matters is what you can actually show for. This is just a typical Slacker egenskap. Attribute. Yeah. So don't waste time organizing. It's just, it takes too much time and it's not worth it, you know. It's probably, nobody's probably gonna do anything about it anyways, to shit or. But being that guy who don't waste time organizing is like, that's the worst kind of quality, because it's something that drives over to a lot of other fundamental qualities of that person. Being able to at least try and organize things is so important. So get your shit together and start writing stuff correctly and start structuring folders in a logical way and start preparing things you do when, like work you do in a way that can be understood by other people. Because that's what's gonna be required. That's what we learn time and time again, that you can't be good enough at organizing. Because you're always gonna find better ways to organize during objection, but at least make an effort into doing it. So what this talk is really about is, it's kind of a reality check, because I needed one when I was in school, and I didn't understand it. And maybe it has to do with maturity, I don't know. Maybe it's just that's just something everybody needs to experience for themselves. But I don't think it's a waste of time repeating it. So let's just be real. Like the AAA industry or the games industry today is super oversaturated. It's an industry where there are so many people looking for a job that the competition is extremely hard. And you have to be the guys, the persons at the front. You have to be like the people that are the best at what you can do. You have to work hard, you can't slack. There's no room for slackers in the games industry. Or in any industry, really, but if somebody from the AAA industry, I've heard this for the first time from people out in the AAA industry, they will choose the one who has done side projects. They will choose the one who seems willing to give like the extra 10 hours, 20 hours a week. I'm not saying it's super helpful for the industry, but that effort you show that you want to give, that's what's gonna get you guys a job or make you able to start a company and succeed. And maybe if you do it and learn from our mistakes or other people's mistakes, you can do it better, faster. And that's what I hope. So We should work hard to not be those who don't pay attention, those who don't show up, those who do the bare minimum, don't deal with things, hide their work, sell dreams, or don't use time organizing. We should work hard to be those, and we should strive to be those who actively pay attention. Get the job done. Do more. Always do more. Work hard. Show, just don't be afraid to show what you're doing. Refine the thoughts and ideas you have. And strive to have your shit together. All right. That was a small talk. No, 25 minutes, yeah. Thank you for your time.
So do we have any questions?
What did you find was the biggest time sink in the development of Among the Sea? What took the most time out of development, or what took away the most time from development?
It feels like a good mixture of all of these, but it's like not confronting the big idea and trying to refine it as fast as possible, not seeking feedback as early as possible, testing it as early as possible. Like, I think that's one of the biggest ones. Yeah.
So how do you deal with slackers at
We in Krillbite we try to have like a work environment where everybody does their best to be honest. Like that's a quality we think is really important, to be honest and let people know, let other people on the team know when you're having a bad day or a bad period, because everybody slacks from time to time. Somebody slacks more than others, and somebody will probably always slack. But for the people, well, like Krillbite was built with people that we knew that wanted to give those extra 50 or 100%. But they always have, there's also there also is there bad times with slacking. And just be honest, talk to people about it, and probably figure it out. Right? So
you talked about deleting your World of Warcraft account. What was the hardest habits for you personally to give up in order to become better at game development stuff?
Good question. I don't know. When I started working at home and in college, I was I believe maybe I was neglecting my girlfriend a bit much because I focused too much on school and work. I wouldn't say I gave up, but it's something that got less focus and time. And that's not really nice, but it's just, I guess it was just a natural priority that just happened in my life. And but I don't know. I moved to Hammer and I didn't have any like big hobbies or interests. I played some games, but it wasn't like I gave up on a big World of Warcraft career. Yeah, maybe having a relationship. As sad as that sounds.
Question?
Yeah.
I didn't catch the start of your presentation, so I don't know what you said. But what was your kind of wake-up call? Because you said you were kind of slacking, right? And then got your shit together.
personally.
Yeah.
I guess I've also been slacking from time to time, and well, yeah, I always get first hand, like if I don't do my work, if I slack, the employees will let me know, my colleagues will let me know, because suddenly they don't get what they need to do their work right. So, well, I don't know, reality check is a difficult question. Yeah.
When you went out of school, how long did you estimate that how long the sleep would take? And why was that?
We estimated, like, I think it was half a year, studying at once. But we were stupid. We didn't know. We didn't know what we were talking about, and we had planned that Among Sleep would be episodic based at first. So that was for the first episode. But then again, Among Sleep was a lot larger and longer back then. But still, just a big idea. All right. Yep.
What's your average working day right now, and how was it different right after school?
Currently, I'm trying to rebalance the life a little bit. I have a relationship I want to prioritize more and give more time now. But I really have less than 10 hours. And during after school, we still have, I think I had days that were 12 hours long, almost like on average.
Yeah. What sort of working tasks are you doing? Like, if you have to manage the studio as well, how much are you working on the games?
Oh, we are a pretty flat structure, and we always strive to be an equal company with where the thing is when one point at the top was do more, yeah, and just people should try to organize themselves and drive themselves. So since we have focused on that, I've been able to work firsthand on most of the development. So I'm a programmer at heart, so I've done a fair share of programs. Did that answer? Yes.
What are you working on now?
Oh, we are working. We started production this week on a new project. I'm really excited about it. It's something we don't want to talk about yet. We're not hiding it, but it's. I can talk about it, but there's. You learn how to think strategy and marketing when developing a game, and you want, like, well, this is recording and everything. You want to have like the first hits when you first announce something. But it's a different game from Among Sleep, really different game, and it's a game that has been designed in-house by a team member for a while. So it's a fairly, like, yeah, it's come a long way, just design-wise, and nailing down, refining the idea, basically. So we're starting production now.
You want beer?
Yeah. Can I have one? Now? All right.
20 minutes. You can have it.
Awesome. Yeah. People feel free to ask me anything afterwards as well.